All right, we are a little bit behind, so we'll go ahead and start this next one. If you want to go ahead, let's see. Let's do roll call. Judy Kerr. Here. Chris Gregory, Linda Bruce, Shane Burton, Brian Crook, David Milner, Steve Whitaker, no David Thomas. Okay, go ahead and read over the minutes from last month. All in favor? Okay, go ahead, look at your agenda to see if we want to add anything to it, or go ahead and approve that. Okay, Crook and Kerr. So for our EMS, Matt Beatty let me know that he wasn't going to be here. So that'll give us a little bit of time because we ran over on the last one. So next is Rescue Squad with Timmy.
Just one question. I think Matt had mentioned previously that he was trying to work on a grant for an ambulance. Do we know if there's been any movement on that?
I do not. Has anybody else heard whether or not? All right, rescue.
We in the packs that I've got, we're showing the calls that we've made and the man hours that's been totaled up. Our budget and stuff is still looking good.
Does anybody have anything for Timmy?
Appreciate it. I would like to mention that we did receive a grant for 14,000 through the Rescue Squad Association. I don't think that was on there, but we did get approved for it. Radios and pagers.
How are you doing on memberships?
We're doing good. We're still up 22.
Any maintenance issues at the moment?
Not at this time.
One question, Madam Chairman. In your report under training and certifications, what is Vanessa K free?
Vanessa K free is a driving class that you got to take for emergency vehicles.
Do you have any requests coming up in this budget year that's going to be different from what's already in your budget? Anything you wanted to talk about before it went to?
I think we did bump a little bit up on it, but not much. The dues and memberships, we had to increase that, being that we're with TARS. So last year we didn't have that money in there to pay for it. We had to take it out of other line items.
What is that per member? Or is that collectively? With TARS?
The TARS is, I think it's like 600 a year.
Okay. Do you have plenty in there for like turnout gear, stuff like that? You
Yes, we got all new. gear.
rotating out?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had any issues with any calls? Anything that you wanted the committee to know about?
No, not that I hadn't aware of. We do have trouble every now and then with the wrong address, but I think all that's been taken care of.
Okay. How quickly after we approve roads and stuff, do you guys get that information?
What was that again?
How quickly after we approve like new road to name roads, do you guys get that information?
We just got a new one updated, just last week, so.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Timmy? Mr. Cook is correct. This report was really well written. It was nice.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that's good for Timmy. All right, next up is fire department.
Okay, we're 25 members holding at this storage building. I did actually get an informal quote. It's going to be roughly 150,000 for a 43 by 85 building. That's sprinkled, electricity, heat, 6 roll-up doors, concrete. That's basically turnkey. And that is an estimate. Honestly, it might be less than that. Any questions on that? That's going to be kind of the elephant in the room, I think. It's in the budget for next year as well.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, sorry.
What's that? Go
Real
ahead.
quick. With that, we were talking about whether or not the two departments would combine. And I know there was going to be a meeting between the three heads and myself. But I didn't want to have a meeting without the next person that wanted to be included. You guys knowing about it to where it didn't seem like anything was being done behind anybody. Also, Jack would like to be included. So however the body feels about him being included or somebody else being included, I just did not want to have a meeting and you guys not know what's going on. So I didn't have one in between last month and this month with them. Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I think when we, at least when we discussed it last month, I think we had intentionally left Mr. McCall and Mr. Crook off that list, and so that it didn't seem like we were showing favoritism one way or the other. I mean, if they both, I guess if they both wanted to be participants, that would certainly be fine. But I still kind of think like I said, all this is putting together a is this workable, and anything would still have to come through this committee, and I doubt anything would happen prior to August anyway. So like I said, I still feel like it needs to be either both or neither. And I'm fine with either one.
Well, I wasn't going to do it without you guys knowing. So what's the body's thoughts? Which would also, to be fair, add Betty, correct?
I think we're getting way too political on this. I mean, this is honestly very simple. We're talking about taking two departments and putting them in the same building.
Mhm.
How they hash out who's over what, that should be over the department heads. I just, we start throwing in mayor candidates and saying this one should be there, if this one ain't and all that, I just don't want to be no part of that. As far as making the community better, I'm all for getting with them because I work with them. But I mean, I'm fine with y'all just meeting. It's whatever y'all want to do.
So Timmy and Matt and I have already talked. We already know it's simple. Once we have the building, it's cut and dry. Almost all of rescue is fire. Almost all of fire is rescue already. So as far as the cross training, it's already been done. It's just logistically, you put all the buildings in one place. We've already discussed, there are some members of rescue who don't want to go in a burning building. Well, we have places for them and jobs for them. We're not just kicking people to the curb. And like I said, Timmy, Matt, and I have had the discussion, and as far as I know, we're all good with it. Timmy's sitting here, so we just need a building. That's all we need, and it's pretty much a done deal.
So if you guys remember last month, I was talking about the survey that had been done by Mr. Lauer. So I have that now. It doesn't give a lot of answers. It does give a lot of the information that he looked at and where things are good, where things are bad, that type thing. So I don't want to be the one holding the ball and you guys all not having it. So if you guys would want it, then I can also let you all see it. It's kind of lengthy. So if you want it, that is fine. If you guys want to browse over it yourselves.
Is that a survey for where the building would go?
So this was a survey done years ago, and it was back whenever the fire and rescue was talking about getting together and how it would happen, how it would work, who would be what, who would be what. So the county employed Kevin Lauer to look into it and the logistics of how it would go.
So is that basically about the same, or would that probably be different than years ago? I mean, or have you determined that yet?
Was that also including EMS? That was just fire and rescue?
With Kevin Lowers, he also explained the gaps. What would probably need to happen if they did combined, not just I want to, you want to, let's do it. There's other things that are involved in that. So if we want to continue discussing that here in our committee, then that is completely fine. I don't have a problem with that at all.
For you and the members, people you're going to meet with, y'all discuss it, right?
I honestly think it's going to get more involved than that.
You do?
I do.
So is your suggestion that we do need to look into that? Is that a suggestion from you? That we need to know more about it, or you think you can I mean, I know you can handle it, but what are you suggesting?
I think that this is something that needs to have a lot of thought put into it. And there's a lot of thought that's gone into this packet that has a lot of relevance. His ideas are all legit. Did he have answers? No. But I definitely think that it's something worth looking into. And with the things that aren't already in place, then it's possible that ordinances will have to be made or things of that nature because of a combining department. Say rescue has SOPs. Fire department has their own laws that they use. It's not coming to me, their own charter.
SOGs.
So combining those is something in of itself that would have to be done. Minimal requirements, those type of things. So it's a thing.
Madam Chairman, as I understand from what Chief Buckmaster has said, that if he and Timmy Moore are on the same page and Mr. Moore has Mr. Beatty's blessing, why complicate the situation? Why just not let them work this out? This is in fact an advisory committee, and you're certainly in a position to advise them, but ultimately, as they pull this thing together, why complicate it? And I think if we can committee a situation to death, and I think there's no need to complicate it anymore. If they're on the same page and they're to move forward this, at some point in time, you can have an ordinance. But at this point, it's just a matter of working out the details, and they seem to be working together on this.
Yeah, I think what we basically asked for last month was to have the department heads and Amber basically meet and come back to us with hey, okay, this is how we'd like to get this set up. So, I mean, I guess, like I said, just kind of proceed with, like I said, like I said, Ken and Timmy seem to be on the same page. So I said, whenever that group is able to meet and kind of, just hammer out the details, that can be reported back to here. So, okay, this is how we're going to do it. I think, like the mayor said, it doesn't need to be a complicated process. It should be fairly simple.
When I first brought this up, I brought it up this time because our rescue squad is in a terrible, terrible facility. I don't even like calling it a facility. It's a shed. And, with adding on to the fire station, it just made sense to put, both departments over there, let the departments work out combining. That building up there still got use. Our SWAT team can use it for trainings. They use it, they use it quite a bit now. I mean, there's still use for that old building, but it's just not suitable for people to have it for using the bathroom and having to do things in there and train. It's a better facility where they're at. And that's the whole reason why I even brought it up. It just makes more sense.
Okay, before Ken continues on with his report, what's the will of the body? I will leave this up to you guys. That what? Okay, is that a motion for me and them to get together? Is that a motion for them to get together? Yeah. Anyone else? That's a motion.
I think y'all should have the meeting. I mean, I think
Okay.
y'all should get together and have the meeting, talk about it, bring it back, whatever y'all decide.
I
If the mayor wants to be in it, that's fine. You know, I'm not gonna hold a grudge over that, but I'm just saying that this just makes sense, you know, to move them over there. So
All in favor? Any opposed?
I'll oppose it. I'll oppose it, and I'll tell you why. Ken Buckmaster is a grown man. Timmy is a grown man. Let them work it out themselves.
hey, I'm gonna say this. I know y'all are grown men, okay? I'm just trying to help y'all's departments out. We agreed last month that y'all would have a meeting. I thought that meeting would have took place. So it didn't. Now we're gonna wait another month to get the meeting going. Believe me, I support y'all 100%, okay?
Okay, moving on to call report. It's in the report. I point out the three MVAs are
I'm
mutual
sorry.
aid.
There were people that made sure that I didn't have the meeting with the mayor there, so that's why it wasn't done. Okay? That's why it's back here again.
The MVAs, those are mutual aid to our rescue squad. 6 structure fires, 2 of those are actually in a neighboring community, so we've had 4 in our county. Of the 5 public assists, 1 of those was in a neighboring county. We went to their station and stood by where their entire department was on a very large fire. Well below the average in structure fires, above average in equipment fires and storm damage. I'm working on a list of members and dates and times for the ice storm. I think Matt's got a deal working where we may, there's a very slight chance, but we may be able to recoup some of the cost from our response to the ice storm. The training activities, you see that there. Pumper operations. We also did SCBA proper use end of this month. Actually, this Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll be doing joint extrication with rescue. Budget concerns, you'll see the storage building there. One thing I would like to commend the Sheriff's Department on this CAD to e-dispatch. Chief Cawthor and I he's worked harder than I have on it. When we get paged to call through e-dispatch, which goes to our phone, it now shows up with maps and CAD notes. We don't have to be on the radio asking, where's it at? You just push a button, it maps you to where it's going. It updates the notes. It's a little aggravating because you get an alert every time they update the CAD, but very handy. And Chief Cawthorn was instrumental in getting that done. It will go on a big screen TV in the fire hall if we want it to, showing us where to go the minute we walk in the door. I do not have that done yet. The next page is all the statistics. Again, a very in-depth report. I'm open to discuss any of that if any of y'all have any questions. Yes, sir.
One question, Ken. Last month, you mentioned a need for more turnout gear, you know, that some of your guys, or guess more, I don't recall exactly that. I don't remember. You mentioned the need for turnout gear. Looking in the packet at the budget sheet for the current fiscal year, it looks like there's, at least through March, looked like there was still almost 80,000 unspent remaining in your budget. Is it possible to go ahead and use some of that to get what you need?
So I've already purchased the SCBA face pieces. I do have those in already. Safe Industries came and sized the 3 guys that are in older turnout gear. And don't get me wrong, the older turnout gear is still in date. NFPA says 10 years. Their gear they're wearing is anywhere from 3 to 6 years old. Still good gear. I did have Safe Industries come and size them. I intend on, if you look at the 111 other, there's $10,000. That's where I intend on getting that from. And obviously the budget's next on here. So, roughly 10,000 to come out of the 111 for turnout gear. There's also on towing in the 101 for this extrication class. There's a very good possibility that rescue and fire will share the towing expenses for the cars that we cut up. Depends on what the charge is. So some of that may come out. Other than that, I think the majority of the expenses that are going to come out are going to be utilities for the next month or two. I don't see any other expenses.
Do we have any questions? No questions for Ken? Any other business? No one has signed up to speak at this meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Second?